Dozens of volunteers came out today for the annual Chase the Chill Joplin event, hanging scarves, hats, and mittens all across town for those in need. I'm Caitlin Shive. That's coming up. Plus, Carthage artists spread holiday cheer, all with the stroke of a paintbrush, and the Diaper Bank of the Ozarks helps out parents in need.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A crash in Wilson County, Kansas claims the life of a Fredonia man. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Kate Kelly. Kansas Highway Patrol says the crash happened on Friday after 42-year-old Sean D. Blaine Ritz failed to negotiate a curve and struck an embankment on 1700 Road, about 5 miles northwest of Fredonia. Nick Kelly joins us now with a first look at weather, and really a pretty nice day for December.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a more ideal day, Kate. Granted, we started cold this morning, but the ALMANAC from Joplin Regional showed pretty good day temperature-wise. We started at 30 this morning, but a nice rebound to 56 degrees, a little bit above normal for this time of the year. Still, though, felt rather very December-like. We kept things pretty quiet all day with mostly clear skies. I am watching a couple of waves, one passing to our south and one passing to our northeast for tomorrow. Both of these may try to bring in some cloud cover late tonight, but in general, we're just keeping things nice and quiet for tonight and to wrap up the weekend tomorrow. And the winds, they have been light this evening out of the northwest at 5 to 10. That's going to continue to bring in temperatures dropping back near 30. So another cold night ahead of us, but a little bit cooler, but still not too bad tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s to near 50. We'll break down the week ahead coming up in a bit, Kate.
All right, thanks, Nick. Some volunteers in Joplin are chasing away the chill in the air, spreading scarves, hats, and mittens for those in search of some warmth. KOAM's Caitlin Shive tells us more about who these cozy items are for. For the past 6 years, at the beginning of December, scarves, gloves, and winter hats begin to appear, hanging on trees, statues, and more all across town.
Our goal is to just bring warmth to those who need it. We have no stipulations, no requirements, no restrictions. There's no criteria. We just want to love on the community and bring the community together for a good cause.
The annual Chase the Chill Joplin event draws dozens of volunteers picking up a bag of donated winter items to be placed around town for those in need.
Our locations that we every year want to make sure to hit is God Resort, Souls Harbor, Main Street. We'll go into Cunningham Park, Mercy Park, places like that to make sure that the group that is always out, the homeless, those kind of people, have a chance to get to something.
1,428 items were donated for the cause.
So everything basically stayed in quarantine for about 2 weeks in a bag or a tote by itself, kind of out of the way. Anything that needed washed or taken care of as far as people's homes with pets or things like that, we had to take precautions there, make sure they were clean and sanitary. After that, they were bagged again, opened up and gone through and make sure that they were actually going to keep somebody warm, not for design purposes only or too frilly. And then they were put together, hat, scarf, and glove were put together beforehand.
Some of the volunteers this year included the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints youth group.
Our youth are just amazing, and they're willing to go and give up their Saturday and to be able to serve, and I think that it's such a great way to kick off this Christmas season.
The youth group consisted of around 50 kids and teens, hoping to spread a little warmth and love to the community.
It's really inspiring to me. You think of youth as maybe being a little bit more self-centered, but as you see that these kids, they're incredible. They really, truly want to serve.
In Joplin, Caitlin Shive, KOAM News. Chase the Chill organizers are hoping to expand the event in the future to nearby towns. According to the National Diaper Bank Network, the average baby goes through 8 to 12 diapers per day, and that adds up to $70 or $80 per month. The Diaper Bank of the Ozarks set up shop to help out moms and dads' wallets today, passing out free diapers at Calvary Baptist in Joplin. Plenty of parents rolled up to the drive-through diaper giveaway. Officials say the pandemic has impacted the availability of these essential items.
When we learned that there was not a lot of resources in Joplin, you can't see it, but my mouth dropped open. I was shocked by that because Joplin does have good resources here, but to think that they didn't have diapers in this area was kind of mind-blowing.
The Diaper Bank of the Ozarks aimed to give nearly 400 babies diapers today. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Carthage, especially on the square. It's all thanks to some local artists dedicating their time and talents to dozens of shop windows painting snowy scapes depicting holiday cheer. Vision Carthage, a beautification group, asked these painters to brighten up the square, and that's just what they've been doing for the past 2 weeks, wrapping up today on the south side.
Abby Almendinger with Vision Carthage called me and said, "Hey, do you suppose you have some other artist friends who might be willing to Christmas up our square?" And I said, "I absolutely do." Yes. So I called these lovely people and they got on board, and here we are.
Everyone is invited to check out this artistic display, hopefully drawing more people downtown and encouraging them to shop local this Christmas. You're probably planning a shopping trip sometime soon. While you're doing that, consider buying a toy for the KOAM Toy Box campaign. It's in its 32nd year of helping others, and we can't do it without you. You can find a list of locations to drop off new unwrapped toys on our website. Just click on Toy Drop Off on the banner at the top of the page, and you can also click on that banner and donate money through our website at any time. Or you can phone in a financial donation during our Toy Box Tuesday telethon, and we'll do the shopping for you. That'll be Tuesday on KOAM News at noon, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. We take this time now to honor another four-state hero. Major Joyce Gange Storm served in the Air Force, earning numerous commendations and awards. His hometown, Oswego, Kansas. We thank you, Joyce Gange Storm, our four-state hero. That's news and weather in our first 7 minutes. Just ahead, how Precious Moments in Carthage is comforting COVID patients at Freeman Hospital, and details on COVID-19 outbreaks in Missouri veterans' homes. More than 9 months into the pandemic, COVID-19 is spreading with a vengeance. Health officials are concerned by record numbers of new cases and hospitalizations as we head deeper into winter. And now, large parts of California are facing strict new restrictions on millions of residents and businesses alike. CBS News correspondent Michael George reports from New York.
In Southern California, a stay-at-home order goes into effect on Sunday in 11 counties and in 12 counties to the north in the state's San Joaquin Valley after hospital ICU capacity fell below 15%. The order, issued by Governor Gavin Newsom, will remain in effect for at least 3 weeks. A Los Angeles restaurant owner who was forced to shut down because of coronavirus restrictions is frustrated after a film crew was able to set up outdoor dining for its workers right across from her restaurant.
People wonder why I'm protesting and why I have had enough.
The shutdown includes Los Angeles, San Diego, Stockton, and Modesto, as most of California struggles with another destructive wave of COVID-19. Much of the San Francisco Bay Area is also going under new preemptive restrictions that affect millions of residents and businesses in 5 counties.
People's jobs, their businesses, their livelihoods are at stake. This is going to be painful.
More fallout from the pandemic may come at the end of the year, when a temporary federal moratorium on tenant evictions is set to end. In New Orleans, Louisiana, Cordelia Rogers got furloughed from her 2 jobs in the spring.
My finances are very much dwindling. I can't keep paying my rent.
And in New York City, even in a pandemic, the Nutcracker holiday tradition will go on.
Dancers are masked and socially distanced, tested, so we feel like we can pull this off safely.
In Brooklyn, the audience will stand on the sidewalk while the legendary ballet is performed on the other side of the glass. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The U.S. has now surpassed 14.5 million COVID-19 cases since the pandemic began, and the virus has killed more than 281,000 Americans. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. It looks like some local coronavirus patients are getting a bit of puppy love to help them heal. This is a photo of ICU COVID-19 patient Billy Ellick of Quapaw, Oklahoma, recovering at Freeman Hospital. And as you can see, he's got a precious stuffed companion right by his side. That's one of 60 toy Hope puppies, which were donated by Precious Moments out of Carthage. They also donated 10 Faith stuffed bunnies, and all these feel-good animals will be comforting patients in both Freeman's ICU COVID unit and the medical COVID unit. A law firm in St. Louis says in its findings that the commission's failure to create an outbreak protocol led to poor results at Missouri veterans' homes. Isabel Hansen reports in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
I think it's a tough report, but it's a fair report.
July 19th. That's when Missouri Veterans Home in Cape Girardeau reported its first positive COVID-19 resident.
You look at the data in March, April, May, June, July, and August, we did a very, very strong job of keeping the virus at bay.
But Tim Noonan, the chairman of the Missouri Veterans Commission, says things quickly took a turn.
We failed to interpret the data correctly when case rates started spiking in Cape in the first third of September.
That thought's in line with findings from an independent investigation by Armstrong Teasdale in St. Louis. Attorneys looked into the commission's response to the pandemic in Missouri veterans' homes. The law firm's report says the commission failed to recognize the outbreak, failed to plan for an extensive outbreak, and failed to respond to the outbreak.
The rate and pace at which the virus got hold inside Cape, it simply overwhelmed the plan that we had in place. And as was mentioned in the report, we didn't have a contingency plan in place, which resulted in very, very well-intended caregivers being overwhelmed by a very, very complex and fast-moving healthcare situation.
A problem he accepts and vows to change.
The only way you can fix them is to own them, face into them, and start driving the recommendations that we receive.
Noonan says that includes continuing to test aggressively, improving quarantine space options, and making sure veterans who test positive do not interact with those who do not.
We care deeply about the veterans. We care deeply about the work that we do. It is absolutely heartbreaking what happened.
And he tells me their failures do not show their intentions.
We love these men and women in the homes, and we're going to keep fighting and making the best decisions we can. And most importantly, we're going to ask for help.
Noonan served as a captain in the Marine Corps. He says he's grateful for the families of veterans who shared their experiences for this investigation. So far, 29 veterans who lived in the Cape Girardeau home have died from COVID-19. Coming up, Nick Kelly returns with a full look at your forecast, and a little later, is it a bird? Is it a plane? It's Santa, and he's making quite the entrance. Stick with us.
We had a great, beautiful, quiet, dry Friday yesterday, and we did it again today, thanks to mostly sunny skies from start to finish, not just over Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri, but all across the area today. So where do we go from here? I see us staying quiet for tomorrow to wrap up the weekend, but temperatures will turn a little bit cooler, but not too terribly so. If you have any outdoor plans lined up for tomorrow, I see temperatures actually turning mild by the middle of next week, where highs can easily push into the 60s, but sticking with Doug's pattern, by the end of next week, not only will we see rain chances by Friday, but potentially this next storm system on the way could bring us another shot of wintry weather as we head into next weekend. In the meantime, though, let's look at temperatures throughout the course of the day. We started cold this morning, outlying areas in the upper 20s, lower to middle 30s, the closer you get to Pittsburgh and Joplin, but we saw temperatures bounce nicely into the mid and even a few upper 50s across the area this afternoon. And ever since we hit sunset this evening, we've seen temperatures turn quite a bit cooler, if not cold. We've already seen some areas drop back into the 30s, and we'll continue to turn a little bit colder from here on out as long as that northwest breeze of 5 to 10 that we saw throughout the day remain in place. That means temperatures mainly dropping out to about 30 degrees for overnight lows. I don't think we'll get quite as cold tonight because we'll see a little bit of cloud cover sneak in, but I haven't seen much of that or anything in terms of precip across the area on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. But widening the view, you can see a couple areas of precip, one to the north working across Iowa and an area of rain working across Texas. None of those being driven by the surface. We just have an area of high pressure out of Colorado keeping that northwest wind in place for tomorrow. Is what's upstairs. It's driving at least the areas of precip to our north and south. We have one upper low working across Texas and another upper low working across parts of the upper Midwest and parts of the Great Great Lakes. Both of those will stay away from the area, but since they'll be close enough, we'll see this result in at least a little bit of cloud cover heading our way as we head through the overnight and into your Sunday morning. Other than that, I see us staying quiet but turning cold again, especially with the future tracks showing everybody with a cold start in the morning. Some outlying areas in the upper 20s, but for most of us, we'll drop lows back to about 30 degrees with that northwest breeze light at 5 to 10. Then we're looking good once again for your Sunday. Mostly sunny skies, mid-40s by noon. I see us topping out around 49 in Joplin, but much of the area, let's say upper 40s to near 50 degrees. A little cooler than today, but still not too bad as we wrap up the weekend tomorrow. These couple systems that'll clip us tomorrow continue off toward the east for Monday. And look at the setup going into the middle of the week. We actually have an upper level ridge that wants to build in. This is what's going to drive temperatures back into the 60s, especially for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll keep the skies dry all the way until Thursday, but then here comes that next stronger storm system. You can see the first impulse wanted to give us rain on Friday. Then on the backside, that wants to bring in the chance for rain and even some wintry weather, especially by the time we head towards Saturday afternoon and evening. But 49 dry for your Sunday, 52 Monday, 56 Tuesday, lower 60s for Wednesday and Thursday. And sticking with Doug's pattern, Kate, we'll keep a close eye on our stronger storm system by next weekend.
All right, not a bad week ahead. I'm actually kind of looking forward to maybe the possibility of some snow.
I know, we were a little bit bummed we couldn't get anything from the last storm system, so hopefully the next one can deliver.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Nick. After losing 2 straight, the Missouri Southern men look to bounce back against Rogers State. Also, Lamar captured another state title last night. We'll hear what this means for the future of the program. KOAM's Andy Ciateco is next. The Pitt State Gorillas are back at home this afternoon hosting the Northeastern State Riverhawks at John Lance Arena. Last time out, both the Gorilla men and women fell to Rogers State on Thursday night. On the women's side, Pitt State enters this one 1-3 on the year. Third quarter, hand down, man down. Kaylee Demitz knocks down a 3. Demitz had a team high 20 points. It's tied at 61. Time winding down in the quarter. Sydney Crane dishes to Tristan Gegg. Drills the catch and shoot 3, but Pitt State down 3 heading into the fourth. And then midway through the fourth quarter, Jamie Jackson drives, scoops, and scores off the glass. Gorillas within 1. About a minute left to play. Maya Williams finds Jackson on the wing. She takes it straight to the hoop for 2. The freshman had 14 points off the bench. We are tied at 79. Then Pitt down with 30 seconds left. Demitz passes to Maya Williams down low. Tough shot, and she finishes through the contact and 1. Williams puts the Gorillas back on top. Pitt State wins a gritty one, 84-82.
Well, kind of the thing that we've been focusing on is just answering and making plays. And whenever our defense isn't there, we have to rely on making shots and making those plays and to answer whenever they go on the run. So it's really just a game of trying to answer.
The Pitt State men are trying to get back in the win column and snap a 2-game skid against NSU. Bobby Arthur Williams on the break lays it in. A few moments later, Williams pulls up for 2. He finished with 12. Gorillas up too early. Midway through the first, Ike Moore grabs a loose ball, puts it up and in. Pitt down 2. Then the kick out to Moore in the far corner. 3 ball is good. Ike Moore had 16 points. Gorillas up 1. A couple possessions later, Williams gives to Antonio Gibbons. Off-balance shot falls. Gibbons had 16, and then less than 8 until the half. Gorillas in transition. RJ Lawrence with a nice pass to Moore, lays it in. Pitt up 4. They would lead by 14 at the break. Gorillas go on to win 81-71. The Missouri Southern Lions are also home this afternoon, taking on Rogers State. Lion men are coming off a heartbreaking 1-point loss to Northeastern State on Thursday. The 21st ranked Lion men are looking to avoid a 3rd straight loss against the Hillcats. Starting in the first, Cam Martin to RJ Smith drops a 3 ball, rattles in. That puts the Lions up 5. Then Martin, no look pass to Christian Bundy, gets the one-handed jam. Bundy finished with 11. Later in the first, Martin kicks it out to Lawson Jenkins. He's going to drain the 3. That ties the game up at 14. Now we go to the end of the first. Winston Dessau
With the ball, he's going to sink the contested three. He had 18. With the Lions trail by 3 at the break. Missouri Southern, though, they get it done in the second half. Lions win 88-82. The Missouri Southern women are looking to get back to 500 on the year with a third straight win facing Rogers State. Tied early in the first, Carly Turnbull pulls up, drains along 2. She's just getting started. A few possessions later, Lane Skiles cutting through the defense. Off the glass for 2. Former Purdy standout had 16 points and 5 assists. But back to Turnbull, turns and gets the off-balance bucket to fall. She had a game-high 23 points. Game tied at 12 after the first. Lions go on to win their third straight win, 96-85.
I thought our kids competed extremely hard. They did a great job offensively, of course, scoring what we did. And I thought we did a great job of sharing the basketball. We had 24 assists on 31 made baskets. When you're doing that, you're really sharing the basketball.
We know we had to get 2 wins for their home openers, and that was just our goal coming into both games, that we needed 2 wins on our home floor.
Last night, Lamar got back on top of Class 2, picking up their 8th state title in program history under first-year head coach Jared Beshore. The Tigers defeated St. Pius 6-3 in the championship. The only scoring came in the third quarter. Lamar trailed by a field goal for only 17 seconds. Then a jet sweep pass from Joel Beshore to Mason Gastel for a 74-yard touchdown was the difference in the game. Coach Beshore was a part of the Tigers' 7 straight title run as a player, but he says he isn't looking to the future just yet.
I'm not worried about another streak at all. This one is what we've been working on since I stepped in Lamar again, and we've accomplished that goal. We're going to enjoy it. Kind of our motto throughout the weeks is we have to hit the reset button on the day after. I told you guys out there, I was like, there is no reset button. Now you can enjoy the fruits of a state title, and I'll worry about next year.
And that's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
In the heat of the Rio de Janeiro sun, Santa Claus traded in the chimney for a more extreme arrival this Christmas, zip-lining down the city's iconic Sugarloaf Mountain. Dangling from the wires, which carry hundreds of view-hungry tourists in cable cars between the mountains each day, Santa zipped down towards the city, spreading some holiday cheer. Nick, Santa is definitely more extreme than me, but what a way to make an entrance.
Yeah, I'm with you. He can keep the zip lines. I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah, looked a little cloudy there too, maybe.
Yeah, thankfully our skies are going to be a little more clear than that for tomorrow. Highs are 49. We'll eventually go into the mid-60s by the middle of the week. Then, as promised, Kate, we'll watch our next storm system by next weekend.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Until then, good night.